Okay, so today we're going to really get into prepping for a governor interview.
Right.
We've got all these role catcher guides and resources, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sample interview questions, career guides, all that.
Uh-huh.
Think of this like a strategy session.
Yeah, it's about more than just like the facts and figures.
Right, exactly.
It's like how to approach this.
Hmm.
It's a big job.
Oh, yeah. Intimidating.
It really is.
When you think about like what a governor actually does.
Yeah, and it's more than you think.
Oh, absolutely.
When you really start digging into it.
Yeah.
Like these role catcher guides highlight some stuff that you wouldn't even think of.
Yeah, like what are some examples?
Well, they talk about how governors are involved in like attracting businesses to the state.
Oh, wow.
You know?
I wouldn't have thought of that.
Yeah, it's not all about, signing bills and legislation.
Right, more than just politics.
It's about economic development, fostering relationships.
Yeah. Wow.
Even like ceremonial duties that impact the state's image.
Oh, interesting.
So these interview questions, they're really designed to test if you're ready for all that.
Okay, so let's jump into the questions then.
Yeah.
First one. What inspired you to pursue the role of governor?
Okay.
Seems pretty straightforward.
It does, but
But I feel like there's a trap.
yeah, it's easy to fall into like the cliches
There's
about
the-
public service.
Like, I want to serve the people. I'm
It's-
passionate about my community.
They want to hear your story.
Okay.
Like a specific moment
Mhm.
that made you want to lead at this level.
So instead of just saying, I'm passionate about education,
Right.
I should talk about like a specific teacher who inspired me.
Exactly. Or maybe a time you saw firsthand how a policy impacted, a school in your community.
Yeah, make it personal.
Yes. Make it real.
And be ready for those follow-up questions.
Oh, absolutely. They'll dig deeper.
Like what?
Like, how did that experience shape your view of a governor's role?
Oh, okay.
They want to see how you connect the dots.
So it's not just a story. It's like
Right.
how that story made you who you are.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right, what's next?
Okay, next question is, how do you plan to address the current economic challenges facing our state?
Ooh, big one.
Yeah, this feels like they want...
Concrete plans,
Yeah.
not just like some vague ideas.
Right.
This is where RoleCatcher's AI can be super helpful.
Oh, yeah. How so?
You can plug in the specific job description,
Okay.
and it'll flag like the key economic issues that they mention.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, so you can tailor your answer to what they care about.
So if the job posting talks a lot about revitalizing rural communities,
Yes.
then I need to be ready to talk about that specifically.
Exactly.
Not just say, all create jobs.
Nope. They want to know how.
Okay. And what about follow-up questions on this one?
Oh, they'll definitely have some.
Okay,
Like,
look.
how would you measure the success of your economic plan?
Oh, good point.
You got to be ready to define like metrics and stuff.
Yeah, not just like paint a rosy picture.
Nope. They want details.
All right, makes sense.
Okay, moving on.
Okay, next one is about healthcare.
All right.
How would you address the issue of healthcare access and affordability in our state?
Ooh, that's a hot topic.
Yeah, everywhere.
Everywhere.
So what are they looking for here?
They're testing your grasp of the nuances,
Okay.
not just your general stance on healthcare.
Right.
RoleCatcher specifically warns against oversimplifying.
Like, what do they mean by that?
Like, it's not enough to just say, I support universal healthcare or I want to lower costs. You have to think about the different approaches.
Okay.
Like, do you prioritize expanding coverage?
Okay.
Or lowering costs for everyone? Or attracting more doctors to underserved areas?
Right, different strategies.
Exactly. You
Right.
got to show you understand the complexities.
So even if I personally believe healthcare is a right,
Right.
I still need to explain how I would actually make it more accessible in my state.
Yes, and acknowledge that it's not simple.
Right.
There are trade-offs and challenges.
Okay, what about follow-up questions for this one?
Oh, they'll definitely dig deeper.
Like what?
They might ask, how would you balance the needs of rural communities with urban healthcare systems?
Okay. That's a tough one.
Yeah, or how would you work with the legislature to actually implement your plan?
Oh, right.
It's about showing you can navigate the political realities.
Yeah, not just having an idealistic vision.
Right.
Okay, on to the next question then.
Right.
This one feels like a balancing act.
Let's hear it.
How would you balance the needs and interests of different constituencies in our state, including urban and rural areas, business and labor, and different demographic groups?
Oh, yeah, that's a class.
It's like they're trying to see if I can handle being governor of everyone.
Exactly. They want to know if you can lead a diverse population. RoleCatcher's Career Guide talks about this.
What do they say?
They say governors need to be like master negotiators,
Oh,
finding common ground between all these competing interests.
So I should probably avoid taking hard stances
Right.
that would alienate one group or another. Okay.
Maybe talk about how you've successfully mediated between different groups in the past.
Oh, yeah. Prove I can bring people together?
Exactly. Show them you're a uniter, not a divider.
And what kind of follow-up questions could they ask?
They might ask, can you give an example of a time you had to make a difficult decision that impacted different groups unequally? How did you approach that?
Wow. Yeah, that's a tough one.
It is, but it shows them how you think.
Okay. Makes sense.
All right, what's next?
Okay, next is climate change.
Here we go.
How would you address the issue of climate change and environmental sustainability in our state?
Okay.
I bet they're looking for more than just, I believe in science.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What do they want to hear?
They want specifics.
Like what?
RoleCatcher's guides recommend researching your state's current environmental initiatives.
Okay.
Mention those and then add your own ideas for building on them.
So if my state is already investing in renewable energy,
Right.
I should talk about how I would expand those programs. Maybe even talk about specific types of renewable energy that make sense for my state.
Yeah, and be ready for them to push back.
Oh, like,
They might ask, how would you balance environmental concerns with the economic impact on certain industries?
oh, right, because some industries might be resistant to change.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're testing your ability to find solutions, not just take a stance.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point.
What's next?
Okay, this one is about relationships.
Okay.
What is your approach to building strong relationships with other elected officials and stakeholders, both within and outside of our state?
Ah, yes, collaboration.
Yeah, it feels like that's what they're getting at.
It is, and remember, stakeholders in this context means anyone who's impacted by the governor's decisions.
Oh, right, so not just other politicians.
Right, it could be businesses, community groups, even other states if it's an interstate issue.
Makes sense.
RoleCatcher really emphasizes this,
What do they say?
that a governor can't operate in a silo. You have to build coalitions, find compromise work with people you disagree with.
So I should talk about my experience doing that.
Yes, give them examples.
Like maybe a time I successfully negotiated a tricky situation with lots of different people involved.
Exactly. Show them you can handle those tough conversations.
Okay, what about follow-up questions?
Oh, they'll have some.
Like what?
They might ask, how would you approach a stakeholder who is actively opposing one of your key initiatives?
Oh, wow, that's a tough one.
Yeah, they want to see how you handle conflict, not just cooperation.
Okay, makes sense.
Now, what's next?
Okay, moving on to budgeting.
Always a fun one.
Right. What is your approach to fiscal management and budgeting? And how would you ensure that our state's budget is balanced and sustainable?
Ooh, yeah.
I'm guessing they don't want to hear about my couponing skills.
No, definitely not.
So what are they actually looking for here?
They want to see if you understand, the big picture,
Okay.
complex financial systems.
Yeah.
RoleCatcher warns against giving, simplistic answers.
Oh, like what?
Just saying you'll cut spending or raise taxes. You got to show them you understand revenue streams and long-term implications and all that.
Okay, so I should probably familiarize myself with the state's current budget.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe highlight some areas where I see potential for improvement or
Right.
challenges.
Exactly.
Could RoleCatcher's AI help with that?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. How so?
Their platform can actually analyze state budgets.
Whoa.
Yeah, it can flag potential issues,
Okay.
highlight areas where, your expertise could really shine.
Oh, that's cool.
It's like having a financial advisor prepping you specifically for this interview.
Okay. That's impressive. What about follow-up questions on this one?
Oh, they'll definitely dig deeper.
Like
They might ask, how would you prioritize spending in times of economic downturn?
Ooh, yeah. Tough choices.
Yeah, or how would you communicate difficult budget decisions to the public?
Right. Transparency is important.
It's about leadership as much as it is about, financial know-how.
Okay. Makes sense. All right. Next question. This one's a bit sensitive. How would you address the issue of gun violence in our state while also respecting the Second Amendment rights of law-abiding citizens?
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Feels like a tightrope walk.
It is. RoleCatcher advises against, dismissing either side.
Okay.
You got to acknowledge the complexities,
Right.
the strong feelings people have about this issue. Show them you've thought deeply about it.
Okay, so instead of just stating my stance on gun control,
Right.
I should maybe talk about specific initiatives
Yeah.
that could address, the root causes of violence.
Like what?
Like poverty or mental health,
Right.
alongside, ideas for responsible gun ownership policies.
Exactly. Show them you're not afraid of the conversation.
And be ready for them to, really probe my thinking.
Oh, yeah, they will.
Like, what kind of follow-up questions?
They might ask, how would you work with communities most impacted by gun violence to develop solutions?
Oh, yeah, that's important.
They want to see empathy and collaboration,
Okay.
not just a prepackaged answer.
All right, on to education then.
Okay.
How would you work to improve access to quality education for all students in our state, regardless of their background or zip code?
Big topic.
Yeah, this feels like a question about equity and opportunity.
It is, and it goes beyond just funding.
Okay.
RoleCatcher talks about the governor's role in attracting and retaining good teachers.
Right.
Especially in underserved areas.
Yeah, that's crucial.
And they also talk about supporting early childhood education
Oh, yeah.
as like a foundation for future success.
So I should be ready to talk about specific programs or policies I support.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe even tie them to my own experiences with education.
Yeah, whether they were positive or, highlighting areas that need improvement.
Right. Show them. I've been thinking about this for a long time.
Exactly, and be ready for questions about measurement.
Oh, like how would I know if my policies are working?
Exactly. They might ask, how would you assess the effectiveness of new education initiatives, and what metrics would you use to track progress?
Okay, so data-driven thinking, not just good intentions.
Yeah.
Okay, last question.
All right, bring it on.
This one's a big one. How would you work to improve public safety and reduce crime in our state while also ensuring that our justice system is fair and just for all residents?
Whoa. Yeah, that's a lot to unpack.
It's like they want a whole crime and justice plan.
They want a holistic approach.
What does RoleCatcher say about this one?
They emphasize that public safety and justice reform are intertwined.
Okay.
You got to consider both law enforcement strategies and addressing the systemic issues that lead to crime.
So I should be prepared to talk about things like community policing,
Right.
supporting law enforcement, but also addressing poverty and lack of opportunity and potential biases in the justice system.
Exactly. It's about prevention and rehabilitation, not just punishment.
Okay, and I'm sure they'll have follow-up questions.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, what specific reforms would you advocate for within the criminal justice system?
Okay.
Or how would you balance the need for public safety with protecting individual rights? Yeah, those are the tough calls.
They are, but they want to see that you can handle them with nuance and understanding.
Okay, so we've tackled those 10 questions.
Phew.
They were intense,
They were.
but I feel like I'm way more prepared now,
Good.
having thought through those follow-up questions and how to connect my answers back to the specific issues facing my state.
That's the key takeaway.
Yeah.
But beyond just the content,
Mm-hmm.
let's circle back to RoleCatcher's AI tools.
Oh, yeah.
We talked about the job description analysis and the budget insights,
Right.
but there's more.
Oh, yeah, they have that feedback system
Uh-huh.
for written and video responses.
Yes.
That's what I'm most curious about. How does the AI actually help me, refine my answers?
Okay, so imagine this.
Okay.
You've written out your response to that economic challenge question.
Right.
You plug it into RoleCatcher.
Okay.
The AI analyzes it. It looks at how clear it is,
Okay.
but also how well it matches the job description.
Stand back.
The tone you're going for,
Yeah.
even if you've used specific examples and stuff.
So it's like going beyond what a human editor would do.
Exactly. It's like having an advisor who knows all the ins and outs of being governor.
Right.
And the specifics of this job you're applying for.
That's amazing. And they do that for the video responses too, right?
That's where it gets really cool.
Okay, tell me more.
So you record yourself answering a question.
Like a mock interview.
Exactly. And the AI analyzes everything.
What do you mean everything?
Your paces, your eye contact, even if you're fidgeting or something.
Oh, wow.
All those little things that can affect how you come across.
That's the stuff that's so hard to notice yourself.
Right. You might think you sound super confident,
Yeah.
but the AI could pick up on a nervous habit you don't even realize you're doing.
Oh, man. That's a little scary, but also helpful.
It is, and it gives you specific suggestions.
Oh, like what?
Maybe you need to slow down or enunciate more clearly, or even adjust your camera angle to look more,
Powerful.
Yes, exactly.
It's like having a personal coach,
It really is.
giving you feedback in real time.
That's the power of AI.
Wow. I'm starting to see why RoleCatcher is so popular for this kind of thing.
It's a game changer.
It's not just about having the information.
Right.
It's about knowing how to present it effectively.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about the interview prep.
Mm-hmm.
But RoleCatcher also has some interesting insights in their career guides
Oh, yeah, they do.
about, like, potential career paths beyond being governor.
It's not just about winning this one election.
Right.
It's about your long-term trajectory.
That's something I honestly hadn't thought about too much.
It's easy to get tunnel vision.
Yeah, I'm so
Mhm.
focused on this interview, I haven't thought about what comes after being governor.
Right. Well, they talk about some interesting options.
Oh, like what?
Some governors move on to national politics,
Okay.
become senators, even run for president.
Wow.
Others go into diplomacy, working as ambassadors or in international organizations.
It's not a dead-end job.
Nope. The skills and connections you build as governor can open a lot of doors.
That's really cool. What else do they mention?
They also talk about leadership roles in the nonprofit sector
Okay.
or even in business.
Oh, interesting.
Especially if you have experience with economic development as governor.
Right.
The point is, it's a springboard, not a final destination.
I like that it reframes how I think about this whole process.
How so?
It's not just about proving I can do the job.
Right.
It's about showing them the skills and qualities that would make me a successful leader,
Exactly.
no matter what I end up doing.
And that mindset shift can be really powerful.
Yeah, I can see that.
It helps you answer questions with more conviction, more vision.
Okay, so to wrap things up,
Yes.
we've unpacked the governor role,
Right.
tackled those tough interview questions,
We did.
and explored how RoleCatcher's AI can give you that extra edge.
I think we gave you a pretty solid roadmap to success.
I think so too.
But
The journey doesn't end here.
it doesn't. As you continue your prep, think about the bigger picture.
Okay,
What kind of leader do you want to be?
that's a good question.
How will you use this role to make a lasting impact?
Those are the questions that'll really set you apart.
It's not just about answering what they ask.
Right.
It's about showing them who you are and what you stand for.
Well said. So best of luck on your journey to becoming governor.
We'll be rooting for you.
And remember, no matter what happens, the skills and insights you gain from this process will be invaluable
They will.
in whatever you do next.
Yeah, absolutely.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep striving for excellence.
See you next time.